In the ever-accelerating ecosystem of Asian entertainment, stardom is often fleeting. New faces emerge every year, viral moments fade in weeks, and even once dominant celebrities can quietly slide out of public conversation. Yet in 2025, two names continue to command attention with remarkable consistency: Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. Years after their joint rise to fame ignited unprecedented fan fervor, both remain not only relevant, but unavoidable in entertainment headlines across China and beyond. Their endurance is not accidental. It is the result of a rare combination of talent, strategic career evolution, cultural timing, and deeply rooted public resonance. While many artists peak early or become boxed into a single identity, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have continuously reshaped how they are perceived by audiences, by the industry, and by the broader cultural conversation. In 2025, they no longer represent just idols or actors. They are institutions within modern Chinese entertainment. This article explores why Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan remain headline constants in 2025, examining their individual trajectories, their symbolic value, and what their sustained prominence reveals about the entertainment industry itself. #, the origin story that refuses to fade. Any discussion of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan inevitably traces back to their shared breakthrough in The Untamed. While the series aired years ago, its impact continues to reverberate through pop culture. For many actors, a single iconic role becomes a creative ceiling. For these two, it became a foundation. What makes their post-**Untamed** relevance unusual is not simply that fans remain loyal, but that both actors deliberately refuse to live in nostalgia. They leveraged the massive visibility of the series to pursue divergent paths, minimizing direct comparison while benefiting from the residual cultural memory of their collaboration. In 2025, The Untamed is no longer the main reason they trend, but it remains the origin myth that still frames public curiosity. Every new project is measured not against that past success, but against how far they have moved beyond it. #Wang Yibo. Reinvention as a career philosophy. #, from idol to multidimensional artist. Wang Yibo's journey is a masterclass in controlled reinvention. Beginning as a K-pop trained idol, he could have comfortably remained within the confines of music and variety shows. Instead, he chose a far more demanding route, proving legitimacy in acting, sports, and film, often simultaneously. By 2025, Wang Yibo is no longer described primarily as an idol-turned-actor. He is discussed as an all-around cultural figure, a serious film actor, a professional-level motorcyclist, a street dance authority, and a fashion industry favorite. Each identity reinforces the others rather than diluting his brand. #, film credibility and artistic risk. A key reason Wang Yibo dominates headlines in 2025 is his increasingly selective filmography. He has consistently chosen roles that challenge audience expectations, often prioritizing character complexity over commercial safety. This willingness to appear restrained, flawed, or morally ambiguous on screen has earned him critical respect that few idol-origin actors achieve. Importantly, his performances invite debate. Critics analyze his restraint. Audiences argue about his subtlety. Controversy, when rooted in artistic discussion rather than scandal, is one of the most reliable engines of relevance, and Wang Yibo understands this well. #, the power of silence. Another defining feature of Wang Yibo's public presence is what he does not do. He rarely over-explains himself. He avoids excessive interviews. He allows projects, performances, and visuals to speak on his behalf. In an era of constant oversharing, this restraint has become magnetic. In 2025, his silence is interpreted as confidence rather than distance. Each appearance feels intentional, which ensures that when he does speak or act, the industry listens. #, Xiao Zhan. Emotional resonance and narrative authority. #, the actor as storyteller. Where Wang Yibo's power lies in cool precision, Xiao Zhan's strength is emotional accessibility. His appeal has evolved from youthful warmth into something deeper: narrative authority. He is increasingly associated with stories that emphasize human vulnerability, moral growth, and emotional realism. In 2025, Xiao Zhan is no longer simply praised for being moving. He is recognized for shaping the emotional tone of his projects. Directors and producers speak of him as a collaborator rather than just a performer, someone who understands pacing, character psychology, and audience empathy. Hashtag resilience as public identity. Xiao Zhan's continued headline dominance cannot be separated from his history of public scrutiny. The challenges he faced earlier in his career reshaped how audiences relate to him. Rather than diminishing his appeal, those experiences created a narrative of resilience that still resonates strongly. By 2025, Xiao Zhan symbolizes perseverance without bitterness. His public image is not built on defiance, but on steady rebuilding, careful choices, and emotional sincerity. This makes him particularly compelling in an industry often criticized for superficiality. Hashtag bridging commercial and artistic worlds. Xiao Zhan also occupies a rare middle ground between commercial success and artistic ambition. His projects consistently perform well, yet they often engage with themes of identity, loss, or ethical responsibility. Brands value his trustworthiness. Audiences value his emotional credibility. This balance ensures that his name appears across multiple types of headlines: box office performance, critical discussion, philanthropic involvement, and cultural commentary. Hashtag the fan ecosystem. Loyalty without stagnation. Hashtag evolving fandoms. One of the most underestimated reasons Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan remain unavoidable in 2025 is the evolution of their fan communities. Unlike fandoms that rely solely on intensity, theirs have matured alongside the artists. Fans no longer only celebrate visuals or popularity metrics. They analyze scripts, discuss cinematography, debate performance choices, and support charitable initiatives connected to their idols' values. This intellectualization of fandom keeps public discussion alive in more nuanced ways. Hashtag cultural production beyond consumption. Their fans are not passive consumers. They are cultural producers. Essays, fan-made documentaries, critical reviews, and academic-style analyses circulate widely online. As a result, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan are constantly being reinterpreted through new lenses. In 2025, relevance is not just about visibility. It is about interpretability. These artists remain headline-worthy because there is always something new to say about them. Hashtag fashion, branding, and global recognition. Hashtag visual authority in fashion. Both Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have become fixtures in international fashion discourse. Their appearances at global fashion events generate coverage not only in entertainment media, but also in style and business publications. Wang Yibo's experimental edge contrasts with Xiao Zhan's refined elegance, allowing them to occupy distinct aesthetic spaces without competition. Together, they demonstrate the global adaptability of Chinese celebrities in luxury branding. Hashtag soft power and cultural export. In 2025, Chinese entertainment operates within a broader framework of cultural influence. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan are frequently cited as examples of how modern Chinese stars can engage global audiences while maintaining cultural specificity. Their international fan bases, multilingual projects, and cross-border collaborations ensure that headlines about them are not geographically limited. They are discussed not just as actors, but as symbols of China's evolving cultural narrative. Hashtag media dynamics. Why headlines keep coming. Hashtag algorithmic visibility. Modern entertainment headlines are shaped by algorithms as much as editors. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan perform exceptionally well in digital ecosystems because their names generate sustained engagement rather than short-lived spikes. Articles about them are shared, debated, and revisited. This long-tail engagement encourages media outlets to continue centering them, creating a feedback loop of visibility. Hashtag controversy without collapse. Another factor in their endurance is their ability to weather controversy without reputational collapse. When discussions arise about acting style, role choices, or public appearances, They tend to generate conversation rather than cancellation. In 2025, surviving public debate is a marker of cultural importance. These two have proven that their careers are not fragile constructs but resilient frameworks. Hashtag parallel paths, distinct legacies. Although they are often mentioned together, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have carefully cultivated distinct legacies. One leans toward kinetic experimentation and physical artistry, the other toward emotional depth and narrative continuity. Their parallel success reinforces rather than diminishes each other. Media comparisons persist, but they no longer imply rivalry. Instead, they frame a broader discussion about the diversity of male stardom in contemporary Chinese entertainment. In 2025, they are case studies in how different approaches can coexist at the top. Hashtag what their staying power says about the industry. The continued dominance of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan reveals an industry increasingly hungry for longevity over novelty. Audiences are showing greater appreciation for growth, accountability, and artistic consistency. Their careers suggest that stardom in the 2020s and beyond is less about explosive debut moments and more about sustained narrative building. Each project adds a chapter rather than serving as a reset. This shift benefits artists willing to invest in long-term credibility rather than short-term hype. And both Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan exemplify this model.